Karl Truman, personal injury lawyer, and it says you can count on the Colonel because that's exactly what he is, Karl. You're a retired Lieutenant Colonel.
That's correct.
And
I spent more than 28 years in the Army Reserve.
And we thank you for your service. You're going to go to the military show, I bet.
I'm glad I came to the show today and heard about it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Looks like a great time.
Does. All right, Carl's taking questions right now, 276-2118. Call us if you have a question for Karl Truman. But you brought in a special book today. Talk a little bit about this.
Yes, you can add lawyer, colonel, and author to your resume now.
This is a new book that I just wrote. It's been in the works for a long time, over a year now, called Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, What Your Insurance Company Doesn't Want You to Know and Won't Tell You Until It's Too Late.
Wow.
It's a collaboration
Excellent.
that I did with several other attorneys, talking about different tactics that the insurance companies use and handling claims and selling insurance policies. This book, what I'm doing for the public, because one of the things that I believe in is education.
Yes.
You know, and if you're an informed consumer, you know, you're better able to make decisions, whether it's in buying your insurance policies or selecting an attorney. You know, so I really believe in public education. So I am giving away this book. All you have to do is call my office, call my office directly, and give us your name and address, and I'll send you a free copy.
Wow.
That's a $19.95 value.
There is an exception.
There is an exception. I'm putting a caveat on that.
Okay.
Is that unless you work for a law firm or an insurance company, then I'm not giving it away.
In which case, you get a special deal for
Yes.
$19.95.
Then you can purchase it. If you work for an insurance company or a law firm, you can purchase it for $19.95.
Anybody else
Okay.
gets
Anybody
it for free.
else will get it for free.
Pretty awesome.
Love that.
What are some of the highlights of this book, Karl?
Well, you can go through the index here and just talk about some of the topics about you know, insurance companies that want to do what's called an independent medical examination. You know, they want to send you to their doctor because they want an impartial evaluation of your condition.
That doesn't sound too impartial to me.
No, it's certainly not.
So is that something that you can argue your way through?
Well, it's something that certainly we argue about every day.
Right.
And talks about, you know, the different policies that have set-off provisions. So, for example, if you have, in Indiana, if you have an underinsured motorist claim, your insurance company gets a set-off for whatever you collect from the other driver. So if you think you're buying $100,000 worth of coverage, you really may not have that coverage.
I love this. It says, why not negotiate with a wolf?
Ooh, that sounds like a good chapter.
7 sneaky ways insurance companies sabotage your injury claim. Those are pretty scary sounding topics.
And they sound pretty standard if someone's younger and they don't really know the ins and outs of any of these questions. It sounds like something they could read.
And age,
yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with age. We'd all get it.
You know, because you know, it's things that people just don't know, and
Right.
so it's really out there to help the consumers and help educate and really be more informed about what's going on.
Karl, I had some friends who had a restaurant burn. It was so sad. Burned to the ground. And the insurance guy came along and handed them a little piece of paper and said, here's what I'll give you to walk away. That's not right. And it was so far
And I'm
below
sure
the
that
value.
happens quite a bit, too.
Well, and they, you know, some people are desperate. They're in hard times,
Yes.
and you know they don't either don't know about, you know, having an attorney help them, or they just need a settlement, and they, well, so oftentimes I hear people say, well, won't they just be fair with me?
Not really. Not
No.
if you read this chapter here that Karl's talking about in Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Wolves in white coats, how to protect yourself from the insurance company doctor, which is what you were just talking about. That's
man.
pretty interesting.
Yeah, they all they want is an impartial evaluation.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be fair with you. Well, get your copy of Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, which is pretty awesome. It's a very handy little tome, and you can probably read it in a
good.
day or two.
Yeah.
Or you can call and get your own copy if you're not working for a law firm or an insurance company from Karl.
You can call my Louisville office number is 968-6000, or the Jeffersonville office number is 282-8500. Just call and be glad to send you a free copy, as long as you don't work for a law firm or an insurance company.
You
All
can
right,
also
you
look
heard
at trumanlaw.com on the web.
Well, I don't have it. This is a brand new book.
Hot
It's
off
not
the
on.
press.
It's not on my website yet.
Okay,
It will
it
be,
will
but
be.
it's not there yet.
You
All
can
right.
find the phone number to call to get the book on there.
Correct.
But we are also taking phone calls here, 276-2118. Carl's here to answer questions. We also get emails from time to
Yeah.
time.
Let's answer Erin's question.
Erin from Louisville has a question. She says, I'm in my early 20s and at my first real job. I received a letter in the mail recently showing me how much of my paycheck has gone to Social Security and assuring me that Social Security will still be around when I retire. I'm skeptical of that. Is there any way to opt out of paying into Social Security?
A short answer would be,
Well, no, because she has to pay in. So when we get to that age, we can get our check.
Erin, you're going to
Yes.
be supporting us.
No, but seriously,
Who's going to be supporting us,
That's
Carl?
exactly right.
I say that jokingly, but no, it is serve a very important purpose. And one of the things that people don't realize when we talk about, well, I want to opt out of Social Security, and for retirement purposes, and that all sounds well and good. Well, I want my own 401k. What if you become disabled
That's right.
and you have to apply for Social Security disability?
You won't
Yes.
have it.
That
You
you
weren't
won't have
paying
that.
it.
You won't have that, and
good.
because that doesn't, it's not part of the retirement fund, and so that's something that people don't talk about when they talk about, well, I want to privatize Social Security, I want to, have my own 401k for retirement. Well, that's great, if everything goes as planned and you retire when you're 60, 65, whatever.
Yes.
But what if between now and then you have a catastrophic injury and become disabled? How are you going to get by then?
Right, exactly.
true.
So Erin, don't opt out of Social Security. It's going to come in handy for you. And
It'll
you know,
all come back.
It does come back, and other experts have told us Social Security is not going to go away. It's
No,
going
it's
to
not gonna go
diminish,
away.
but it's not going to go away.
And it's just like any other insurance policy. I hear people all the time say, "Well, why do I need that? I'm in good health. I'm a safe driver. Why do I need all that insurance coverage?" And so they'll just buy the minimum coverage, and then when that unexpected event happens, then they don't have that protection there.
Because it can change at the drop of a hat. In a second.
It
I
can.
was
That's
driving
true.
into
It
work
can.
this morning, and somebody came toward me, texting away against the law, right? And was in my lane. And I went, whoa, right around them, and they just looked at me like, what's the matter with you? And I'm like, yellow line. There's a reason they draw them on the street.
Well,
Put your phone away.
And even though my book, of course, talks about a lot of the tactics that insurance company uses to avoid paying claims,
Yes.
most insurance companies would probably be surprised to hear me say that most people don't have enough insurance.
Absolutely.
That's a good thing to keep in mind. We always take phone calls on Tuesdays, 276-2118. If you have a phone call, we may need you to call back next week. And also you can email us live at wbki.tv for some questions. Carl, we thank you as always for being here on Tuesdays.
You're welcome. We'll be talking more about the book.
Yes, I can't wait to read it.
Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, Carl Truman's new book.
Make sure
What
to
the
call and get a
insurance
free
company
copy.
doesn't want you to know, and won't tell you till it's too late.